God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God of the Most High, the mighty God. God, our mother and our father, the ultimate creator. I come before you as your humble servant. But most of all, I come before you as a man representing your way of life. Today I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm going to be real short.
Why?
Because I am. Because I do not believe in spirit overrules order. And keeping with order the opening prayers and those things that we do should be from 6:30 or from 6 to no later than 6:30, 6:45. We are at 6:45. Spirit does not overrule order. Order is what Yah is made from. Yah, although he's a spiritual being, first thing he did was to what? He said the world was in gross darkness and chaos. So he established order. He did not say that it'll be light every now and then. He did not say that the moon will come up when they get ready. He did not say the seasons will be willy-nilly. He said, this is the order. He also said it's going to be evening and then morning. He did not say it'll be, sometimes. But keeping with that, we have to understand that in order for us to be carekeepers of this creation, we must always, one, give homage to Yah, and two, establish order. Feed our families and for our organization. Now, I turn to Psalms 83, and I got this new Bible. But I'm gonna try to deal this new Bible.
Yes, sir.
It says, "O Yah, do not remain silent. Do not turn a deaf ear. Do not stand aloof, Yah. See how your enemies growl, how your foes rear their heads. With cunning they conspire against your people." That's order. "They plot against those you cherish. Come," they say, "let us destroy them as a nation, so that Israel's name is remembered no more." That's order. They plotted. They sat down with a plan. They say at 6 o'clock we're going to come together. They didn't say whenever you get there we're going to talk about it. They said at 6 o'clock we're going to sit down and this is the agenda. What's the agenda? Make sure Israel
Yes, sir.
name is no more remembered under the heavens. That's a plot. That's a plan. That's order. And we ain't got no order. And we say, how can we be losing? We got the Spirit behind us. We got no order. The Spirit don't even know when to show up. Because we don't know when we're going to be there. We say stuff like, I don't know. What time should I meet you? I don't know. What time you going to be there? I don't know. Where you going to be? I'll call you and let you know. The Spirit be like, oh, I can't work like this. I got galaxies to deal with. And it goes on to say, with one mind they plot together. They form an alliance against you. With one mind, they plot together. That's order, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
That means 10 people got in a room, discussed something, and came up with one way to do it. Can you get 10 Israelites in a room and come up with one way? What you say to that? Maybe. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, when's the last time you did it? I mean, I've been in places I ain't never been able to. I keep hearing spirit over rules order. I think we're gonna do such and such. Paralysis through analysis is what we're guilty of.
Teach.
Wait. And it says, the tents of Eden and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Haggites. Bibulus, Ammon, and Amalek. Philistia and the people of Tyre. Even Assyria has joined them to reinforce Lot's descendants. Everybody, the people who you thought you trusted, they having dinner with you at 3 o'clock. But at 6 o'clock, because they have one mind, at 6 o'clock, they where they supposed to be. Why you saying spirit of resort? They where they supposed to be saying, these folks ain't got a clue. They ain't got a clue. That's what they saying. They gonna be saying dumb stuff like, the only reason we ain't succeed is because we ain't praying enough. No! You ain't succeed because I got a plot and you don't.
Teach.
I got a plot and you don't. See, that's why. Okay, well, let me see what else it says. Maybe I'm misunderstanding some of this stuff. I got a simple mind.
No, sir.
I spent too many years in the military with a bunch of dumb folk.
You making the point, right?
Drinking whiskey and staying up late at night, stuff like that. Stuff that destroys your brain cells. That's what I was doing. So now we say, do to them as you did to Midian, as you did to Sisera and Jabin at the river Kashan, who perished at Edar and became like dung on the ground. Make their nobles like Orab and Zeb, all the princes like Zebab and Zamian, who said, let us take possession of the perished land of Yah. So here we are again. We ain't plotting. We just calling Yah to be on our side. Yah. I didn't say Yah. See, they didn't say Yah, give us an idea. Yah, bless this plan that we finna have. He said, Yah, can you do the work for us? I don't really want to dirty my hand. Can you please, Yah? Can you please take care of them for us like you did them other people? How dare I have to do that work? How dare I have to do that work? Make them like tumbleweed, Yah, like chaff before the wind, as fire consumes the forest, or a flame sets the mountains ablaze. So pursue them with your tempests and terrify them with your storms. So yeah, I ain't got no plan. But can you have nature wipe them out for me? See, I ain't got no plan. And God forbid if I had to get a plan and dirty my hands. Because as you know, I'm a nation of priests and all I do is pray. Can you please handle it for me? again? This how we gonna do this again? Did it work the first time? Or the second time? Or the third time? Didn't the king of Tyre, didn't he help Solomon build the temple?
Make it plain, Rabbi.
He helped Solomon build the temple, right?
Teach.
So now he conspiring to kill the man who he helped take over the nation where he helped build the temple. See, the temple to us is just a temple. But the temple to them is a major tourist attraction.
Yes, sir.
People coming in and spending big money. It's like what's that thing we got down there? What's that thing we got down there? Navy Pier? It's like the pier. It's like people spending money 7 days a week to get on the Ferris wheel. They are setting appointments, paying $25 a piece to get on the Ferris wheel. That's what that is. That's what the temple is. I mean, of course, it's Yah's business, but still, it's a tourist attraction.
Yes, sir.
So the very people who help you build your tourist attraction is talking about taking it from you, and you asking Yah to send a storm. You ain't asking Yah to help you form an army, because after the storm is gone, then what? What's the plan after the storm is gone?
Teach, Rabbi.
Don't nobody know. That's the problem. We ain't got no. We ain't got no. Anyway. Terrify them with your storm. They are raincoats now. Cover their face with shame. They're going to be ashamed of taking over? Yah. So that they will seek your name. So, Yah, make them start worshiping you so they can see us as your prophets. Yah, let them have pity on us. What? What the heck? As the kids say. What the heck is that? Anyway, it goes on to say, may they ever be ashamed and dismayed. May they perish in disgrace. Let them know that you, whose name is Yah, that you alone are the most high above earth. Well, they already know that. That's why they try to wipe you out and take your place. They already know. Spirit is no good without order.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, keeping with the theme. Help us bring up our teacher, very, very wise young man, because he has a message for us. Spirit does not overrule order. How he gonna speak? He ain't here. Oh. The Spirit does not overrule order. So, see, okay, excuse me. The storm just blew in. The Vice Chancellor. We will let him speak.
Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you, son.
We just come from a place where we were sharing all kinds of information with each other. And Mighty Prince did a great job. They got a great young cadre of brothers who are really going to represent us going on into the future. So we want you to know the continuity of this work. We stay on it. So we just come from speaking somewhere. And I'm only going to talk for a few minutes, but the substance of my discourse in the previous event was honor among the gods. That we have all these gods that exist in this particular time who are alive and well, and goddesses who are alive and well. In the world in the Eurocentric world, they have the cliche, honor among thieves. And that means that there's a criteria that exists that is a continuity to the relationship between the thieves, where they don't harm each other. They don't do anything against each other. Yeah, they might do some stuff to you, but in their circle, they honor each other. And so, what I've been meditating on is the reality of us honoring each other, the gods and the goddesses honoring each other. And that in the continuity of our conversations and our presentations, that we do everything we can to construct what we say, that it keeps us in the present and not bogged down in the past. If we're going to give honor to those who came before us, we have to give more honor to those who are with us right now, because we are the next level of this reality we call the kingdom of beyond, a better world, or a better planet. We are at the crux of that. We are alive, we're well, we are doing the work. And all of those of us who are doing the work, including all the others who are doing the work, we have to have honor among each other to be able to give credit where credit is due. Years ago, the rabbi was gently prodded into going to the realm of the Jewish scholarship.
I don't know what gently means. But prodded was right, but I don't know the gently part. I don't know about that's accurate or not.
Going to the Jewish intellectual circles to be able to penetrate that reality, so that at some particular point in time, that would be absolutely important to our next level of growth and development, to be able to understand, first of all, how they view themselves, how they view us, and what is the correlation that allows us to continue a relationship, if there are relationships there. And so that's important. Continuity.
Yes, sir.
Continuity of Prince Yosef coming out of a bloodline that is responsible for the development of what we call the kingdom of the African Hebrew Israelite nation of Jerusalem, and following in his father's and his uncle's his footsteps. And myself, from a young child, being contextualized by Israel itself. I was 4 years old.
Yes, sir.
So when I found out about Israel and that there were people in Israel, people going to Israel, it was a no-brainer for me. I just know I had to hook myself to that wagon. And as a result of doing that, my energy was directly infused into that movement, and I was able to bring my talents to that. And likewise, you have stories. And the thing we have to come to terms with is that when I used to go to the kifa, there used to be people around the kifa who would just pick up trash around the kifa. And so wherever you went in the kifa was clean. Most times it was immaculate. So there were these people who, their only job
Yes, sir.
was to keep the kifa. But thousands and thousands of people came to the moment to see and to inquire of the God of Israel and spend time with the people who were the saints of Yah, and they came to a clean kippah.
Yes, yes, sir.
And I'm saying, eliminate those people. And the people wind up coming to a dirty, disorganized kippah. So there is no small job. There is no big job that's better than the small job. So a lot of what we do in the honor among the guys, because I watch guys with brooms, dustpans,
Yes, sir.
clippers, heads clippers, and all that. I watch them. Keep beautiful and bright. No matter what the people were going through, that was their portion. But if not for their portion, thousands of people who came to see the kippah wouldn't have left with view of the cleanliness of the kippah, which is a representation of the people. So I'm only saying that to say, what we may consider big and what we may consider small is the same thing. They sure said that the woman who gave the penny, that's all she had. And she was just as important as the person with the 10 cents, the 10 pennies. And this is what I'm talking about, honor among the guys and the goddesses. You coming out in inclement weather, playing that drum. Ain't no small thing. That's as big as us standing up here doing what we do. Without you, we don't have the sound that's necessary. And it just ain't the sound of the drum, it's the sound of your presence.
Teach.
That is a reality in our here and now. Your presence is paramount. Yeah, we got 4 people in the room, but to the enemy, we got 4 people too many. Because they ain't looking at numbers, they're looking at power. And so the power of your presence is as big as the power of my presence, or the power of his presence, or the power of the Prince's presence. And this is the message that has to go out in this season, because we have to be more patient with each other. And we have to lift each other up. Because all we got is each other. We go in the past, we lift everybody up, but in the present, we got to do the lifting.
Yes, sir.
In the present.
Yes, sir.
Here and now, because that's all we got. Because the future and the present, I mean the past, the present, and the future, they exist in the same space. There's 2 of them you have to reach with your mind. You gotta reach that way, you gotta reach that way. But the single most important thing is to be present. And if we're present, then we look at every day. And we look at the value of everything. We look at the value. Son, you. We value you. He shows that he values you. He comes, picks you up. And you have a camaraderie that exists. You exist in his mind. You exist in our minds. All of you exist in our minds. And so, in my short message, I just want to deal with the reality of that as we go along in our discourse, that we honor the present. Yeah, we honor the past, but we gotta honor the present, because presently we are doing the work. Presently we are doing the work. Sister, when you has his Shabbat savings or whatever, sisters who make the food, children who come in,
Good food.
play around, huh?
The good food.
Yeah, people who play around, little children and all of that. That's the development of our world.
Yes, sir.
And we can't count any of that out. None of it. Because it's all important. It's as important as us standing here talking. Because at the end of the day, the talking has to turn into a social construct where we can call ourselves a people. We am that we am. But if we ain't making food, we ain't making music, we ain't bringing our presence, we're not sharing, caring for one another, and figuring out a way to stay with each other, stay in contact with each other, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. You know what I'm saying? And going into these next seasons, we have to seek the real value. The real value is us. And the beauty, the intellect, the scholarship, the work that we bring to the table. And then we tweak our conversations that our vernacular doesn't betray us. Because we listen all the time to people say, well, we should be a nation. We should be together. We already a nation. We already been together. But when you say that, it makes people outside think that this is something new.
Teach.
And don't nobody want to join nothing new.
No, sir.
Continuity. Continuity is the key. We go back to the 6,000 years, but we can go back millions of years before that. But the 6,000 years, come let us make men in our image, we are the result of that. It's us standing here. It ain't Sarah, it ain't Abraham. But we are Sarah, we are Abraham. So from the least to the greatest, we gotta have that valuation for one another. Saying Prince Osceola always talks about everybody talking about we got an economic problem. We don't have the economic problem. We have a trust issue. Because we don't know each other. And since you don't know each other, you don't trust each other.
Teach.
And since you don't trust each other, you can't build nothing together because there ain't nothing to build on. So these meetings are important. Whatever we create, be social, and interactive, these are the things we have to do. As time goes on, we will seek the benefit of that continuity, of valuation of one another. So I thank you. I appreciate the ability to say a few words. Love you all with a perfect love. Shalom, shalom. And without further, I ain't gonna use French. Because we always do that. We always access to French, bring up the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? But without further delay, without knowing the word for delay in Hebrew, I definitely ain't gonna use French.
Yes, sir.
So, we give all honor and praise to God, Israel, and we bring up the great and mighty Prince, national spokesman for everybody, Princess State.
First and foremost, giving all honor and praise to the Holy One of Israel. We thank Him for our ancestors in whatever form or fashion they may be found. We thank Him for our founding fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We thank Him for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Yeshua and the New Gospel, the New Testament. And we thank Him for Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah for the Holy Quran. Peace be upon all those worthy servants. But surely if I can thank those men I know only from scripture, only from studying, I must thank those who came in this dispensation of time to touch and reach the hearts of the men and women of this planet. So in that, I want to give all honor and praise to our spiritual leader, Ben Ami Hamashiach. I want to thank our master teacher, Nasi Shaliach, who taught us, know thyself through his writings. And if those two had a spiritual child, it will certainly be Prince Asiel, the international ambassador, my personal father, who took us back to Israel in the thousands to reestablish God's heaven on earth. In those names, I greet you all in the words of peace. Shalom Aleichem. Man, this is a beautiful place to be, and I just want to thank those strong words from two strong giants, the Rabbi and my spiritual father, Prince Amiel. Every time I hear them speak, it does something to my soul. It gives me not just the motivation to continue on, but it gives me a blueprint and also a spiritual whooping, the Rabbi just gave us earlier, about how to continue forward. Because a person who truly loves you corrects you. And I know Rabbi, and it's his job, and Prince, that they correct us the times that we fall short of what the things we should be doing. And so I just want to thank those two men again for staying on post, continuing to work, and living up, to the responsibility, because that's a hard thing to do. And you're right, Rabbi. It's time to, in this time, know and go back to what we know works. And spirit does not precede order, but spirit is order. We can't keep differentiating the two in my eyes. So for us to say we're spiritual, it means we must have some order on ourselves. We must have some strategic planning strategy that we implement and live by, and not just shoot dice into the wind and call it Yah. No. That's somebody who doesn't plan. That's somebody who's not focused and fickle, using the Creator as an excuse not to be on the right path. So I heard you say, discipline. It's a necessity. Discipline is a necessity. I heard you, and I don't take those words you spoke lightly. And to lead on what the Prince said earlier, continuity of the gods in this dispensation of time, knowing each other's worth. How can I, in good conscience, say I love Abraham, Isaac, Joshua, or Yeshua, or any of those men and women of Scripture, and I don't appreciate those who are here today doing the work, the modern men of Scripture, who are writing the New Testaments as we speak, as we continue on our day-to-day lives? That's asinine. So I do see you in that line of Holy Divine, Prince Amiel. You are one of those mighty men of God, of Yah, that are here today to continue to work, to give me a platform to stand on. And I do not take that lightly. And none of you, I see all of you in that. And it's just Prince is a little advanced in his work because he's been doing it for such a long time. And we have to understand and appreciate that. And I don't want to jump the gun and even think that I have the ability to process all of this information without men like you and my father, Rabbi, and all the other great men who are still here continue. Because some people did start off and they did a good job, but they fell off. And they're nowhere to be found. And we got a lot of people who are still masquerading as they're on the job, but their works don't produce the results of somebody who's seriously and sincere about creating a heaven on earth. So seeing you do that has to, in our eyes, motivate us to do what we need to do. And we got to go back to the people, Rabbi. We got to knock on some doors. And I'm not too big for that shit. I'm just getting started. So for me to say that I can't do that would be, again, foolish and immature. So whenever you're ready, oh no, I'm not going to say when you're ready. I'm going to set the date, and we're going to do that. The people need to see this generation. They need to touch them. They need to feel them. So I'm ready to kiss babies. I'm ready to hug and feel the people. But I'm ready to give them something tangible that they can use. And not just no photo ops.
Right.
So that's leading me into the message today. I'm not going to be long, but I wanted to touch on that because I want you two giants to know how much you mean to me. And that I'm here as your son, as your brother, as your servant, to do whatever it takes to continue this. and all of you as well. My brother, it's always good for you to be in our midst. I mean, like the Prince said, you give us a soundtrack of a life of serving Yah. You know what I mean? You are the instrumentation of our minds. You give rhythm to our thoughts, which is the most powerful thing on this planet. Because if that was the tool to use to deviate us from Yah, that has to be the same instrument you use to bring us back on the path of Yah. We don't have to remake the wheel. We don't have to. So, I thank the Creator for you. My beautiful sister who's here that makes good food.
Right.
Let's make the distinction, because it's something we make food, but good food is something else.
That's right.
It nourishes the soul.
Oh,
Like we said again, that wasn't a tool or weapon that was used to destroy us.
right.
So we have to use that to heal us.
That's right.
My brother, who battles the weather and the elements to be here to support and protect us and to show the camaraderie and the brotherhood. Somebody who's been with me since I first took on the mentor teaching 2-3 years ago, and ain't left my side since. And never too proud to do anything that we need him to do. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful, because you don't get brothers like that. So I thank you too, brother. But today is, does your self-value match your value system? Why is it so important? Because like we said earlier, that we say we're one thing, or we are trying to attain one thing, but in actuality, the way we see ourselves is totally opposite. Why, to me, was the Prince keep pressing the point of being a God and understanding the godness in each and every one of us? Because if you don't value yourself as a God, how can you effectively produce the actions of a God? How can you act as such? How can you create a realm that has the mind of God if you don't see yourself as that? That's the most imperative, because we can say we're gods in our rhetoric all day long, but if our actions do not produce the works of a God, the living God, then we're destroying ourselves. I was reading something, Albert Einstein and his law of relativity. And one of the things that he said propelled him to really understand the depthness of the law of relativity was, how can something travel through nothing? That was the premise he thought. Basically saying, how can light from the sun, or a light wave, travel something through nothing, which was considered the ethers of the universe, was emptiness and nothingness? It's impossible.
Right.
He had that understanding, so he said, everything is connected. The law of relativity. What happens in the space happens on earth. What happens on earth happens. Well, we were already taught that through the scriptures 6 and 4 of Deuteronomy, was we say, open up with every day. Hear, O Israel, our Lord our God is one. What does that mean? That means your neurological makeup is almost an exact replica of the universe, of the cosmos.
That's right.
Meaning every mineral, every nutrient, every vitamin that is found in the soil is found in the molecules of the man on this planet. We know the science of the earth. We are the science of the earth. So, saying how can light travel through nothing? It's impossible, because the universe is intellect. That's why it's composed of dark matter, which means every time they study dark matter, they say it's the span of the universe. That means the universe is a living organism, just like the mind. The mind is a living organism. That means it's continuously expanding. Just because you don't see it, someone's got a big head, so you may think it's it. But hear me out now. It's thought. The universe is wrapped up in thought. So for that light wave to travel, it has to be wrapped up in thought. And thought is the vehicle for light, for intellect, which is equal to light, to travel. I'm only saying it to say is, we are that thought. We are that intellect. We are the supreme understanding of this universe. The complete manifestation if we apply the science. So we say these things, Deuteronomy 6 and 4, we open up with a smile, we close with a smile every day, but do we really understand the meaning of it? Does it really reflect our self-value? Do we really see ourselves connected with the sun? With the earth? Just like the heart is in the center of our bodies, it propels, it warms, it protects us, it energizes us, just as the core is the heart of the planet. Does your self-value or your self-worth reflect our value systems? We got to understand that. It's so imperative. Because I want to talk about, I wasn't going to mention it, but I think that was some imperative thing. I want to break down the metaphysical definition of mind. We got to understand the mind of Yah again. And we got to get back to that. But I want to break down the Hebraic word for evil. Does anybody know what it is?
Ra.
It's Ra. Ra, if you break down the characters of it, which is a resh and an ayin. A resh represents what we want to connect with R, but it's something different. It's a head. The character is a head, meaning the rosh, which in Hebrew is head. Hear me now. The resh. And then the ayin is the eye, meaning to reprogram, to practice evil, your eyes reprogram your mind. It deviates your thoughts from righteousness to wickedness. So now you start to believe the illusions, the deception that the world perpetuates and accept it as reality. That's evil. When your mind is not connected to truth. It's the working definition of evil. So how can your value system, how can you say you practice one thing, you have a certain idea of yourself, but your mind is connected to something totally different? Why is that so important? Because this system of practicing Ra has made us biological beings with no substance. Hear me now. Biological beings mean you still have chemical makeup. You're able to move, walk, sneeze, cough, fornicate, whatever you want to do. You have to do things, you think, but it has no life in it. They're all carnal things. It has no substance. That means it can't produce anything that's worthwhile. You don't have a mind again to produce a world that's conducive to your well-being. You're the only people on the planet that works against your best self-interest. Please hear me out today, because we're given the science to get back to making a world. We can't do it unless we understand the proper channels and protocols to create it. Otherwise, like Prince said earlier, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. And the new heaven is going to almost exactly replicate the old hell. Because you're practicing evil with a mind that is accepting deception. You're accepting, your eyes have allowed you to give justification to the evils of the world. So you practice and perpetuate them every day. Thought is so profound because the speed of light is 488 meters per second, travels at that speed. So it seems like it's the fastest thing in the world. But thought travels faster than that. You can't even quantify thought. They try to, but it's impossible. It's the most powerful thing in the world. That's why the Creator said, at the beginning, it was the Word. And the Word was good. But that means for the Word to be good, the thought had to be good, because thought precedes the Word. So once you get the right thought, you can have the right words, and the right words produces the right what? Actions. It's a scientific method to this. Gotta understand this. Because, going back to that ayin, in the prism that we see things, we put ourselves in a prison. The prism of seeing artificial thoughts and untruths cultivates the traditions of the enemy's design. That means our mind is the playhouse for the devil, for evil, which are actions that produce the opposite of life. You're practicing traditions of a satanic force. The working definition of evil. But you're telling me, people, you're telling you're a God, you're a Hebrew, you're a Moor, you're a Muslim, you represent righteousness. But your actions are producing something that does not reflect your value system or your so-called value system. It don't work. They're totally diametrically opposed. You see, you live in a prism. You see through a prism of artificial thoughts and untruths, cultivated in traditions. That means not only do you practice and see these things, you pass them on to your progeny. You pass them on. So now generation after generation keeps feeding on lies and deception. That's important because life can only feed on. Life can only feed on life.
That's right, that's right.
Just like the body can't sustain itself eating things that do not produce life.
Right.
We don't have to go into particulars of that. That's self-explanatory.
Decay.
Does not eating all those harmful sugars destroy the teeth? That's simple decay. But think about what it does to the spirit and the body. Think about eating lies and deception continuously does to the soul, does to the mind. I said I was going to give the definition of mind, so let me do that. I even got caught up into it. But it's imperative because you all put this on my heart today.
All right.
So I got to put it out there, no matter who's listening. Because we know everybody's listening. Once you put it out there.
That's right. It shapes the ether.
So, we form and fashion a world. At the beginning was the Word, and the Word was good. This is a good word we're giving right now.
All right, let's see it.
This is the beginning of a world. So, I spoke about this earlier, but like I said, it was so imperative that I feel like I have to read it again.
Yes, sir.
Mind. Metaphysical definition. By the term mind, we mean God. I said the Hebrew word for evil was ra. A resh and an ayin, excuse me. A resh representing the rosh, which is the head, and an ayin represents the eye, which is the sight. Our minds have been reprogrammed to accept untruths. That means our minds have been reprogrammed to accept a foreign God that perpetuates the atrocities that we practice every single day.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, that's evil.
That's evil. A God that is foreign to your well-being, your best self-interest, has entered your body, controlling your mind, means controlling your life, means you become the living manifestation of Satan.
That's right.
So you're looking outside for Satan, and he's right in the mirror. That's the only way you can find him. You gotta look at self.
That's right.
The mind is God. The mind is, I said, the mind is a temple. Because you see what happens when you waste it. We're bearing witness.
That's right.
We're living in hell. Teach, friend. The universal principle. This includes all principles. Mathematics is a principle that is in the field, illustrates the exact and explorable laws that are one with the manifestations of the God or mind. Y'all hearing this? I gave the speed of light earlier for a reason. But it also said you can't quantify thought. The principles are exact. The science is exact. But your growth, your development, your power, you cannot quantify.
That's right.
Once you understand the mind of God, once you have the mind of God and you apply the mind of God, there is no limit to what you can do.
That's right.
There is no limit to what we can do.
He's got.
We've already exceeded the limits that was put on us. Me and you were supposed to be dead at 21. By their laws, by their rules, by their data, we're already supposed to be dead. But we don't have no limits. And we're just accepting the God of mind barely. Think about when we really start activating it. And then think about when we create an environment that we can actually charge it up and refine it. You see what I'm saying? That takes us to a whole nother paradigm. Takes us to a whole nother paradigm. When you start putting the proper foods, being with the proper people, loving the proper women.
That's right.
So you can create the proper children.
Mm.
The man of God. Think about that environment. That's what we got to get back to.
That's right.
Nothing can fix that or solve that within these confines. Nothing that we acquire carnally can give us that type of salvation, that type of solution. Only the creation of a world. The recreation of a value system that matches our true self-value, which is the value of being a God. The exact replication of Yah Almighty. That's the key. That's the key. We have to break this, and we have to free our men and women, our brothers and sisters, because they have become a trained army of soldiers to defend the lies and the deception of this civilization.
That's right. That's what's happening.
That's right.
They're finna start drafting women next.
You gotta hear me. This is science I'm saying right now. We gotta understand that we're up against an army of people that look like us, but they're not of us.
That's right.
Right?
Until you free their mind. Because we understand that they are to be controlled by Satan.
That's right.
They don't have that God mind in them. So you can't see them as yourself right then and there until you be able to literally give them an exorcism and free them.
Give them an exorcism. Free their mind.
Free their mind.
Free their mind.
Gotta hear this. This stuff has been really deceptive. Just think about the language that he uses. He calls you Aboriginal.
Oh.
He calls you Aboriginal. Ad meaning what? Other than.
Yeah.
So you're not, he's saying, oh, we're going to call them the Aboriginal, and you just take like, oh, that sounds cool. But he try to denote your actual power once you accept it.
That's right.
Because now you put yourself second to him.
You say you ain't the real thing.
You can't be. Why can't you be? Because you're not manifesting destiny, which is to control and have dominion over the planet. Not to manipulate, not to control, not to abuse, but to empower. He's saying if you're really the original man like you're supposed to be, you have the power to save the planet.
Save the planet, all right.
But you're not doing so. So he has to call you Aboriginal.
That's right.
And you have to accept it. So you do something about it. Please hear me tonight. This ain't meant for everybody. That's why everybody wasn't here.
That's
It's
right.
meant for a select few. Those who can really internalize this and do something with this. We talked about the manifestation of the God mind. Breaking away from these institutions that have meant to destroy us. So if I want to read a book from, I always give him a big ups, but I haven't read from one of his writings in a while. So this is from Ben Ami, the Imitation of Life. Excuse me. Redefining what constitutes true life and living in the new world. Get this out. Because these are blueprints that our fathers gave us so that we can have something to reflect and learn from and to apply in our lives. We can't disregard truth and knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Whatever form of fashion it comes in. Even if that person may not be perfect. You got to understand the perfection and the message that they gave us.
That's right.
I'm not going to come up in line and say I got everything in order. I'm going to make some mistakes. But please understand the words that I'm giving you, I come from a perfect place and a perfect heart. I'm drawing off the higher self, like our Lord say, and giving you the Spirit of God.
That's right.
We got to understand that that's what we got to connect to.
That's right.
Have a contrite heart. See where our wrongs and our transgressions have come in place and correct them. All right, page 5. I ain't going to take too much of you guys' time.
Okay.
Institution. An institute or institution. Definition. An elementary principle recognized as authoritative.
Say that again?
An elementary principle recognized as authoritative.
That's the institution.
It's an institution. So now, hear this now. Because they have
elementary principle.
a principle. We look at buildings, we look at different things, but it's a principle
Okay.
that they put in place that recognize them as the authoritative figure in the world.
Okay.
especially in each individual lives.
Okay.
What is the greatest authoritative figure that we see? We connect with God. Understanding the meaning of Ra in Hebrew being God, or Nakash being God into darkness, that means they have become the authoritative figure, means that Satan has become the greatest institution in this planet. Hear this now. Mental side. That's what we suffer from. The suicide of the mind. Mental side. The death of the mind.
That's right.
And we participate in it every day. Because to have a mind means you are the representation of God. We're not doing that. And if we represent a God, it's another God, and we know that God is Shaitan.
That's right.
Yeah, shoot, 1,000 shootings already.
Second definition. A collection of such principles, a significant practice, goes back to traditions. So even they infiltrated the religions or the spiritual systems.
Say that again?
A collection of such principles, a significant practice. I'm just going to stop right there. There's another part. Because I want you to hear this. Because they have allowed us to practice, whether it be educational institutions that we practice and we think is traditional. We think it's something that we have to participate in the manner in which they say we should participate in, has become our demise. Because we look at that as the only similitude of success or an elevated mind, which puts us in a box and does not allow us to see our full potential. That's what the institution does. So it can come in the form of a school, it comes in the forms of their laws, and it comes in the form of each individual person.
How you living your life from year to year, institutionalized.
That's coming up though.
Oh,
It comes in the religion.
Rabbi, ready? He ready? He ready?
It comes in the religions. The things that we practice, we put more stock in trying to have some type of connection to the past, but it's a distorted past because it's through the lenses, through the prism of that satanic spirit, through that Eurocentric perspective, does not allow us to see us the full aspect or the implementation and the application of what those traditions meant.
That's right.
Bear with me, I'm getting there. But hear this now. Hear this now. We have been practicing something half-tacky. I don't say that word. But we've been practicing halfway, and that's why we haven't been getting not even a quarter of the benefits.
That's right.
We go to make salat, but we're not living salat. We go to make prayer, but we're not living the prayers. You're doing it half. You see what I'm saying? You're only doing a portion of it. We saying the words, we got the dress. Even us in Israel, we fell victim of that. We thought because we was putting cords and blue and fringes on, that was going to make us righteous. We thought that we being in the land of Israel, that we was going to disconnect from the Euro-Gentile out in America.
took it with us.
We took it with us. We never had our exorcism. We were still institutionalized. We were still following the institutions, which are principles, not buildings, not even a landmass, but principles that can travel all over the planet, all over the universe. Thoughts that we accepted, or untruths, thoughts and untruths that we accepted as reality that allow us to perpetuate a lie. Like my father said, that the world is rotating on the axis of a lie.
That's right. That's right.
We are, as individuals in our own lives, rotating, revolving on the axis of a lie. That means we can never grow. That means we can never evolve.
That's right.
It's a difference from revolving and evolving. That's why I say he's an evolutionary, not just a revolutionary. Revolutionary keeps you travel, but you end up back in the same place. He'll let you be a revolutionary.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But when you start being an evolutionary, that's where you gotta go. Behavior, relationship in society or culture. That's the working definition of institute or institution. Since you don't have a culture, or you have a lost idea of your culture, he gave you one.
Yeah, that's right.
And with that culture comes societal practices, which is the nature of your behavior, which is the representation of your thoughts, You see where I'm going with this? Going back to your mind. It's a domino effect. If your mind's not right, your thoughts aren't, your actions, so your behavior cannot be.
Absolutely.
And so how you operate in society won't be, and you have a culture of death, devastation, and mayhem.
That's right.
Total chaos, and like Rabbi said, no order, no organization. Hear that now. He can do it because his premise is built on death and devastation. That is his construct.
That's right.
That is his genetic makeup. Yours is not. So you can't benefit in that reality. Institutionalization. To make or give the character of an institution. To make or give the character, so you have been remade through the institutions of this world. Into a devil, into a demon,
Wow.
into the principles of evil. So we know that we cannot become worthy of the blessings of Yah, of Allah, of the Spirit of the Most High, because we don't have a system that's based on that worthiness, of those principles, of those realities. How can you get the benefits if you don't have the power or the mind to produce it? That's why we saying you gotta have the mind of God to be a God, to create that realm. This is important, this is important. Gotta understand, you're the purest form of energy and the greatest source of light on this planet.
I don't know.
You are the purest and greatest, you are the purest form of energy and the greatest source of light on this planet. Greater even than the sun. The sun is second to you. The sun was created after you. Hold on, you're going too deep. That don't make sense. The sun was created after you. I know some Egyptologists say, well, when they talk about the sun, S-O-N, they really mean S-U-N. No. When they talk about S-U-N, they really talk about S-O-N. S-O-N.
That's right.
Y'all didn't say that he made the sun in his image and his likeness.
Right.
Say he made you in his image and his likeness.
That's right.
You are greater than the sun. And never will be. That man was not. You have the power to manipulate the sun. It's there to give you reinforcements.
For you, that's right.
You're not there to serve it.
That's right.
It's here to serve you.
That's right.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
The sun doesn't, it can't even really reach its potential, its power. It can't illuminate the world because it's just light. But you are the purest form of light, which is thought. That means it can't travel from all the way up there, all the way to earth without your thoughts. Because the universe, the cosmos, is a representation of your mind.
That's right.
So once your mind was out of whack, so was the universe. I'm not trying to go too crazy, too deep, too esoteric, but this is the science of being able to manifest. Because if you know that the sun is there to serve you, ain't no European, ain't no black person, ain't no Chinaman that can come in your way and be a true opposition.
That's right.
Right.
Can't nobody be no opposition. Right? That's why Prince always say there was no enemies. They was just hurdles. So anybody run track and field, you jump right over like it ain't nothing. It's like it's not even there. You running a 200-meter dash. That's what we doing. Oh man, you jumping right over. I don't know if my runs. I used to run hurdles in high school. But seriously, we have to get back to that. That's why I want us to know this. Not to make this some far-fetched, something that ain't real, but no, this is the realest form because he sees himself as God and having no obstacles, and that's why he's able to attain the things that he's did. He has to be if he came over here with nothing but the clothes on his back and ended up taking over the whole world.
The whole world. That's right.
So think about what you have with actual clothes on your back, actually food to eat, an understanding, a knowledge of self, reinforcements, a brotherhood, a sisterhood. You have the whole universe at your beck and call.
It's important.
It's important. Your melanin represents that. It houses the light. We say black is the greatest absorber of energy. It means you're the greatest absorber. That means you have all of the energy, all of the knowledge, all of the the spirit of Yah, of Allah, inside of you. But it's lying dormant. It's time to reactivate it. Our minds are underdeveloped. It's the most underdeveloped thing in this universe. Why did I say that? Because we have lost the ability to produce all of the things that we used to be able to do. It's to be a time, that's why we said it was time when the lion lay with the sheep, with the lamb. You had the ability to communicate to them. That's why they had the ability to communicate with you. There was a time when that was possible. Because you were in your natural state. Your mind was not undeveloped. But our mind is undeveloped because we perpetuate a value system that destroys our self-value, our ability to apply truth. Our ability to apply truth. We put more energy into buildings, into superficial places, going to Jerusalem, at the Wailing Wall, going to Mecca, to the Kabbalah, going to the Vatican, going to churches. When you are the greatest instrument of God that houses the Spirit of God on the planet. Those are inanimate objects. You are not. It says mind is God. Mind is only found in us. First and foremost, and we were able to put it in everything else. We even had the ability to name the angels, if I'm not correct. Stop me if I'm wrong up here, because I don't want to mislead the people. So I'm saying, we are literally not just citizens of this planet, we are citizens of this universe. First and foremost. So, yeah, we're in Jerusalem. Yeah, that's our home. We need a base through the traditions of man, but we also understand that it has no meaning and no bearing on who we are and what we're doing. Because we're going to rename that anyway when we come to power, because we taking away all that stuff. Ain't no more Mecca, ain't no more Jerusalem, all the things that these Europeans tried to hold against us, we switching the script. Because we have the power to define. Let's get back to that. The center of our value system must be intellect, intelligence, which is the proliferation, the preservation, and the protection of life. Because that's the basis of the universe. Intellect is the basis of the universe. Everything in its natural order, like the rabbi said. Planets not running into each other.
No, they're not.
Moons not colliding into each other.
They sure not.
Only thing is colliding is when the Europeans try to go up there and cause some havoc.
Leave a bunch of garbage up there.
You hear me? We gotta understand that. It's an order. It's instruction. That means it has intelligence. And like we said earlier, it's continuously growing. We have to reciprocate that. In our growth, in our development. And show the universe that we're ready to take our rightful place again.
That's right.
As the rulers of that universe.
That's right. Just getting started.
Just get started, but I ain't gonna go too much longer. This is critical.
Yes, sir.
Because you can't evolve in this system because this system has a ceiling over it, just like this building does. It's for a reason, for a purpose. They give you ceilings.
That's right. We ain't talking no glass.
We ain't talking about no glass ceiling either. And you gotta see, it's scary about what they did with this Obama piece because they wanted you to know that's the highest that you can go. And you think that's something monumental, but think about how much he really did not affect the well-being of the people.
Tell it, bro.
Think about how things got worse progressively just because the psyche was distorted of the people.
That's right.
Nothing didn't change in the day-to-day lives, but the expectations of the people who were waiting the sons and daughters of Yah to come, thinking that the barak, the blessing, was going to be that manifestation of God, to be that prophetic being, came and did not produce, means he gave the people no ability to believe in nobody else henceforth. You totally destroy the morale of the people of this universe. Because the whole planet was waiting for Barack Obama to do something.
That's right.
If you remember initially in his first 4 years, in his first year, he was traveling to Africa. He was meeting with Muammar Gaddafi and all these different people. Everybody thought it was a different day and time. But somebody on the Ra, on the Nakash, being guided by the devil, by Satan, used that as a weapon.
Yes, sir.
gave us a false prophet,
That's right.
led us into darkness, and destroyed our morale. So now we don't want nothing to do with no government, no of our own, let alone their government. But we saying if we can't even do it, how can we create our own government? No leadership. We don't want to do with no spirituality, because that's why all the new so-called conscious either say, oh, all religions is garbage. That's by design. Because they know we connect religion with God, with truth, with peace, with justice. So if that disconnect is there, not teaching the people the true aspects of religion, which is just a government,
That's right.
an institution, but teaching them something that's destructive, now they would never want to see God again in their lives.
That's right.
That means they don't want to have a mind again to produce a world.
Wow.
So the only solution is through them. So what do they say? I got to get some money. I got to get mine.
It's all about the money.
It goes back to being about the money. But their God is in their money. In God we trust, don't they say it?
That's what they say.
They made the money of God that you come and put your mind and your energy into.
That's right.
You keep saying we need economic development.
But we need what?
You tell me-
But what we need, you said earlier that my father said, we need relationships.
Relationships.
We need to understand it. We need to trust each other. Our problem is we don't trust and know each other. Like Rabbi said, because we don't get the time to be disciplined enough to be there for each other.
That's right.
This is imperative because the value system that we have adopted is one that focuses on the appetites of death. We feed ourselves with the appetite of death. Everything that we want is death-oriented. Everything. From the food, from the things that we do, we see as fun, the lustful acts that we participate in. It's all an appetite of death. And so,
Hate.
huh?
And hate.
And hate. So
It's not love.
your body cannot live if you are controlled from the navel down. Your body cannot be whole if you are controlled and motivated from the navel down.
That's right.
Especially when the mind is God. So that has to be the one that controls everything. Not the navel down. But it's not just sexually, but it's just an appetite of lustful carnal things. That means you're thinking with your Lord self.
That's right.
I'm finished up. Like I said, this is so important because I was watching the Henrietta Lacks story that HBO did with, anybody see it, with Oprah. And it was a bittersweet thing for me because I'm seeing the majesty and the power and some of the truths that he put in about that God mind and God cell that we have
That's right.
and that we produce, but at the same time, they still portrayed us in an inferior state.
That's right.
You can't show us as having a God gene but still being susceptible to the devil
That's
and
right.
falling victim to the devil and not having no say and no power with the devil.
Right.
That's contradictory.
Right.
So that with all of that so-called knowledge and truth that you're giving us, it comes with terms and limits. It comes with a ceiling. You show me that this sister Henrietta Lacks had the ability to create a number of cures, vaccinations, all this other stuff, medicines, but her children were dying from high cholesterol, heart attacks, high blood pressure.
Right.
What are you saying?
And he was controlling who got the cures.
That's right.
Of course, but you're saying that we are the cure, but we don't have the ability to cure ourselves. Going back to what we said earlier, that you got to go back to them for the solution. You don't have the power. That's what they want to portray. So even if they do give you these stories, that's why you got to control your own narrative. That's why we got to listen to the prince and to the rabbi and their teachers and have them be our ones that guide and lead us forward. Because leading on them, they're always going to lead us into darkness. Nakash. Deceive us. Subtly. Subtle. Slightly detected to the unseen eye.
That's right.
This is what they're doing every day because they want to create despair and hopelessness inside of the minds of our children. That's why at 5 and 6, they don't have no problem killing you. They become, like we said earlier, soldiers for deception and lies.
That's right. All right.
At birth. They're born into this. And we got a system that values or allows some of us to be promulgated, in a sense, to be sellouts. Our leaders take a butter biscuit and a piece of chicken over the well-being of our people.
That's right.
One steak more than you got.
Just give me a butter biscuit and a piece of chicken and I'll sell out my family. How hungry was you, brother? You gotta hear this now.
Yes, sir.
There wasn't Harold, no.
Man, that's imperative, because if you go back to the story of the garden, that is a reflection of the fall of Adam, which keeps us in a perpetual state of decadence. We sold our women out in the instance and went downhill from there.
You trying to get it
I mean, and we are reflecting that today, because the leaders are supposed to be a husband from a spiritual standpoint, from a scriptorial standpoint, to the people.
That's right.
But you ain't doing nothing but selling them out, and that's why we continuously fall into this decadence, which is the perpetuation of death. We can't live in decadence.
Amen.
That's right.
It's impossible. Marie, one more thing. I gotta finish the definition. Okay.
Oh, you didn't finish?
I didn't finish it yet. No. I gotta sidetrack a little bit. I get there from time to time. I'm about to finish up though. There's nothing but mind and thought.
All right, all right.
There's nothing but mind and thought. Thought is the impetus for the creation of life. It is the cell at the smallest, minute level. You can try to call it a neuron, you can call it a nucleus, you can call it anything else, DNA, but it's thought.
That's right.
Going back to intellect. That's why you can have single cell microorganisms that if you touch, it reacts.
That's right.
That means it's intelligent. Same thing in the thoughts and the ether. Just because you can't see them, they react to what people do and don't do. So to produce a world of harmony and peace and justice, you have to put something out there that makes it react so the earth can be responsive to it. So like even when you said about y'all, please change the weather, you have to do something to change the weather. You have to show the earth that it's worthy to be there for your protection. That you're going to do something different when you get in control, that you ain't going to drive Hummers and planes and polluting, you know what I'm saying?
No plane?
Well, it's different kind of plane.
Oh, okay.
Different kind of plane. We're going to be a little more
You gotta get this.
ecologically sound, you know? But I'm saying, but we're not going to destroy like they did.
Right, right.
But what are we doing to show that we're not going to fall in the line of what they said? Got to set precedence going forward of a God mind. And then it's going to be there to protect us. So like you said, it goes back to order.
Gotta have water.
Principle and its mode of expression. Principle and its mode of expression. That means thought has to express something.
Right, right.
It has to express something. So if we're saying that this is what we want to do, we want to continue the works of our fathers, we want to continue building this nation, that means our actions have to express that.
Yes.
That means it can't be something we do when we're bored. Man, she ain't called me back, so I guess I'll go over there to the mosque and listen to what they got to say. You know what I'm saying? It can't be that type of thing. She canceled on me today. He can't. I guess I'll go over there and hear what Rabbi got to say and Prince got to say and Yosef, Prince Yosef got to say. Can't do that. That's not how you express something and you want to do it with all your heart, might, and soul. It has to be 24/7. Even when you sleep, your mind has to be concocting things that you're going to do when you woke. It has to be preparing your actions for the day. That's how you make your dreams come reality. That's not a cliche. That's order.
It's order.
It goes back to order.
Everything is order.
The things are made and externalized are simple effects, and of themselves will quickly pass away. Now hear this. Things are just external, like we're saying, from your waist down, thinking from the navel down, will quickly pass away. You're not connected to your forerunners. You're not connected to those who are doing the work. You're going to quickly pass away. You'll flash in a frying pan. How can you sustain yourself if you don't have nothing that you can stand on? Nothing that can endorse and continue to guide and instruct you on how to continue this work. How can you last? It's impossible. Even Abraham had to have somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
Even Aaron. Moses. They had to have somebody. They had forerunners. Noah had forerunners. Enoch had forerunners.
Yeah.
Adam had forerunners.
Yes. Yes.
You keep going.
You can keep going down the line. Because we're not contextualize ourselves to a 6,000-year history.
Right.
We know it's greater than that.
That's right.
Even in the most unbelievable Bible teaches about the history of trillions of years. Since that. So you got to be able to think greater than what European has characterized your being as.
That's his life.
Not yours.
That's right.
You can't continue replicating that if you want to be successful in the creation of your own world. And it goes to say, but the mind and thought are one. Deuteronomy 6 and 4. You and Yah are one.
That's right.
Your mind and your thought are one. You and him are one because you share the same purpose.
And he's one with the universe.
And he is one with the universe. So think about this. And inseparable. So once you get that mind again, Yah will never leave your side. So you ain't got to pray and say, Yah, be with me today, because he's with you every step of the way.
That's right.
And you ain't doubting that. You ain't doubting that.
That's right.
That's how Yeshua was able to walk on water. That's how Moses was able to split the sea. Whether you want to think it literally or not.
Yeah.
That's how Prince Abiel, Prince Asiel, was able to go to Ben Abi was able to go to Israel and establish a kingdom.
That's the truth.
Not hoping God would be there for them, but knowing God is in them and their actions produce that.
That's right.
That's why Rabbi was able to do the things he was doing. Going in one of the most racially segregated systems in the world, which is the judicial rabbinical process. Talking about racism, talking about separatism. That's one of the greatest ones. But yet he prevailed somehow. Two reasons, because he had Yah perpetuating every step that he made, but also he had another agenda. He wasn't going there to be a rabbi, to be a Jew for no European. He was going to understand the knowledge and the science and bring it back home to us so that we can be able to be prepared
That's
to do what we
right.
got to do.
Right.
That's the spook who sat by the door now. You got to hear this now.
That's right.
That's a strategic man.
Good joke.
They say you got to understand strategy and history of strategy. That's strategy you're talking about. That's discipline to do that. All of the obstacles that you have to face, hurdles, you endure. And this is the benefit. Now your reward is a world. Self-existence and ever active, the cause of all that appears. Thoughts. An understanding of God or universal mind is the key to all scriptures and occult writings.
That's right.
There's nothing that you cannot define. And the things that you may think you can define, you have the power to define. As a God, it's your innate ability to create. That means you're not doing your job if you're not creating something. It ain't that means just laying up with a woman having a baby. That's one aspect of it. But you gotta give them a mind, brother. You gotta give them a mind, sister. You gotta give them something that shows that you were actually being creative. And then you gotta plug them into something that allows them to produce their creativity for themselves. That's what being a God is.
That's right.
Didn't he give us a world? Did he create a world and put us in it?
Sure.
You have that ability to do that for your children, don't you? If you're going to be a God, if you're going to have his mind, if you're going to be one, that's what we got to do. Understand that it has the key to all scriptures. I'm pretty sure it was time that you walked in the room, that you guys walked in the room, and you might have not known what they were saying in detail, but somehow you got a divine revelation. You was able to interpret it better than them, and you blew their minds. I'm pretty sure when you was in college with your professors, it was things that they supposed to know better than you, and you wasn't supposed to know, but somehow when they asked you a question they thought they was going to bow for you, you blew the class away.
Yes, sir.
That's because you got a man of God, brother. That's nothing likely. That ain't nothing that's happening by coincidence. That was put in by order and structure. I'm wrapping up. In the story of creation as it was told by Moses, which is metaphysically correct, all things were brought forth by God, which is mind and thought.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
Does your value system match your self-value? If you don't have a value system first, which is a culture that perpetuates those things, you don't have no self-value. It's point blank. How can you say you have value of yourself, but yet still you are plugged into something that destroys your very being? You're working against your own self-interest. They're two diametrically opposed things. For you to say that you are God and that you perpetuate God, you love God, that you are God, you have to have an environment that's conducive of God. Let's create that environment. Let's put all this BS aside and work towards that. It's time for us to get off these jobs. It's time for us to get out of this mindset. It's time for us to do all these things and plug into something greater. But we have to do it together. We have to be punctual. We have to be responsible. We have to be cohesively connected and together and tied into one mind again. One inseparable mind. That is the direction going forward. And I promise you we're going to have the benefits. But it has to be 24/7. Have to keep us accountable. We have to keep each other accountable. This is what we have to do. We can't be scared no more, wondering if what happens if I do this, if I leave this job, if my woman will go with me or not, if my brother going to go with me or not, if my man, that has to be put to a side. Because I promise you, and I guarantee it, through their experience and through my own little experience, and I'm pretty sure you can bear witness yourself. Once you make that choice and that decision and you stand on it, the benefit is always fruitful and bountiful. I don't want to go any longer. I'm going to finish next time, but I want to leave you in the words of peace, because I know you could have been any other place on the planet, but you decided to be here with us, and it's something I do not take lightly, and we do not take lightly. Thank you for giving us your ear and your heart and your mind.
Yeah.
A new mind again, so that we can perpetuate this God, heaven on earth, this Yah, heaven on earth. I leave you in the words of peace. Shalom, shalom.
All right. Great message. Great message. I got a whole book to read. Well, I say for later.
That you will.
Did he say so?
Well,
My demonstration was.
well, I want to thank you all again for coming. And I want to close with that prayer that we do.
That was smart, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. All right. Who gonna lead us in that? Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is one, and we are one with Yahweh. We are the creation. We are the creation. And the creation is us. Have a good week.